name is Sampa Mulenga. Pose the question, what is climate change? If you look at the environment, how we have transitioned, there has been a drastic change in climate change. The effects have been seen in the rain patterns, in the weather conditions, both in the overheating of the sun and in an example of the past few years where we had a drought here in Zambia. That has shown the impact and the effects of climate change. Climate justice simply means when there has been an action committed to I would like to call it Mother Earth. There must be some justice in the way that somebody has to pay the price to meet the effects that have been caused. For example, in the places where there was water, you find that now it's just a dry, patched land. There should be justice. Somebody has to take responsibility because the trees didn't just hop and leave. The water just didn't dry up. It is because of our actions, companies, nations, people that have gone ahead to move their presence in places where it is not necessary. Places that were swampy are now becoming dry because of human activity. There's got to be some justice. There's got to be some accountability to what we do because this earth that we live in, we ought to live for the generations to come. Our children will need a space. The children that are yet to come will need to find and use the same resources that we've been exposed and been able to enjoy. They also ought to come and enjoy the same. Environmental justice, I would pick on situations that I've seen growing up. In my fond memories, we would go to streams and fish out practical fish. And we would braai. Today, if you go in those places, you would find plastics, you find straws that do not belong in such places, and you'll find that there is no fish to be able to fish out of those ponds and those rivers. So there's gotta be some environmental justice that if I produce a sweet wrapper, there's got to be a way to recycle. There's got to be a way to take responsibility of these products that we are producing that are not biodegradable. So we ought to take responsibility of our actions in the environment, and our products have to be recalled either to the factories from whence they come from or in a way of recycling so that we keep our environment clean and healthy. I live down the road in Great North Road. As you travel there is a dump site on my left. It started out as a small thing and it kept on growing and growing. The environment in that place, you cannot farm anything around the place. You cannot stay around the place simply because of the stench and the pollution that has gone into the area. So there's gotta be some justice, there's gotta be some accountability, and there's gotta be some responsibility taken by the cooperatives, the corporates that produce these toxic fumes, toxic plastics that are not biodegradable. That is the only way we can be able to serve and safeguard our planet into a place that we can come and enjoy and live for the generations. To everybody that would like to take part in this fight for environmental justice, we ought to remember that little actions build up to major actions. What do I mean by this? It is what you and I do that affects our environment. It is in our taking responsibility that when we purchase non-biodegradable materials, we know how to dispose of them safely. I have come to realize that most companies now would write on their cans or on their bottles or their packaging that recyclable material. But have you noticed that Zambians in particular, or Africans in particular, we have had this bad tendency of just discarding trash anywhere. We ought to take responsibility in simple things like picking up that can or that plastic bottle and trash it in the place where it should be, in a dustbin, in a place that we know it will end up in the right designated places for us to be able to take care and prevent our surroundings from being polluted and having a lot of litter.